Giovanni, the man that ladies avoid like COVID-19, is back in action with Shadow Suicune right now, and just through the balloon for today, and then tomorrow they have confirmed that he will be able to, I guess, be encountered on the ground with the Shadow Suicune. So, anyway, you're gonna see right here, of course, his Persian is the usual starting spot, so that hasn't changed, obviously. This one does have Scratch, which I'm actually excited about. Normally, you'd be a little bit fearful unless you're well prepared for that, and the reason I'm excited is just because I can show you how to take it on. We've covered this topic pretty extensively on this channel, so this is mostly if you're new. Cobalion is good just because it can, it's a steel type, so that's going to resist the normal of Scratch, that normal typing. But Cobalion obviously can have Sacred Sword as of the last time that it was in the raid battle rotations and stuff. It was also accessible through the GBL, so a lot of you guys might have been able to get one at that point. And yes, I do realize some of you don't have it. I get blasted every time, like, I choose a legendary, basically, in these videos. So we've actually covered, again, on this channel, many alternatives or whatever, but just to mention a few: Giratina altered form with a full dragon moveset. Sometimes Lucario, you know, if you've powered up your Lucario enough. Lucario has the steel typing while also doing fighting type damage. Of course, that's going to be super effective, and Lucario is just epic. I mean, come on. Power up punch if you want to bait out those shields, and Sacred Sword, kind of the same principle. It just, we can't get the energy generated all that fast with Metal Claw, so unfortunately what did happen was the Persian was on its last little bit of life. I did not get to KO it with that Cobalion that I had, just wasn't powered up enough probably for that. I'm also level 40, and Giovanni's Pokemon will scale. Just like all the leaders, they'll scale down according to whatever your level is. And so in the end, we brought out Vaporeon right here, and this is actually for his middle spot Pokemon as well, which is in this case going to be Dugtrio. Now he can actually have Nidoking in the middle spot, and Vaporeon would work pretty well against that also. Mainly if Nidoking had Iron Tail as its fast attack, you know, you could use like Bronzong, Metagross, Gengar if it had Poison Jab. You know, those are sort of the two scenarios that you're going to be going after. So anyway, the Dugtrio went down really fast, so I am a little bit disappointed actually that he had Dugtrio in the middle, because I wanted to show you guys something a little bit more challenging. But here we go. This is the new Shadow Pokemon that Giovanni's going to be throwing at us, which is going to be Shadow Suicune right here. And of course, Vaporeon is not going to deal super effective damage, you know what I mean? We're sending water out to Suicune right now, but this is okay. We're just kind of doing bonus damage before sending in our last Pokemon. And so that last one is actually going to be Magnezone. We'll see it come in a little bit, but I wanted to still kind of get some damage in with Vaporeon. Vaporeon is just awesome. We've covered it a lot in some of my recent videos, so definitely I keep referencing, you know, past videos and things. I will link you guys to all the necessary playlists and whatnot. I'm covering all the leaders now that their teams have changed, so you can see Magnezone is now in the fight right here. This Magnezone has Spark as its fast attack, which is good. We want the electric going up against Suicune. Right now it uses Wild Charge as the electric charge move, which is good. It's going to do super effective damage against Suicune. It's going to be, you know, pretty powerful. It does lower the defense of the user though, and I will absolutely admit, you know, I know that the balloons are kind of on a timer, you could say. You know, they will run away if you can't finish the battle within a decent amount of time or whatever, like if you keep either losing or backing out. And so I kind of choked for a second and I used my Mirror Shot instead of Wild Charge. We do want Wild Charge in the end. Mirror Shot not going to do super effective damage, you know, the steel typing. It's also really not going to do a lot of damage at all. It's more for just breaking those shields. It can be generated like a turn or two before Wild Charge. So you saw we took the victory. Just two things to note, I would say. This is mainly for people who are new. With the Team Go Rocket battles, you're essentially looking for this formula, but you want Pokemon that are going to resist the opponent's fast attack, while your own Pokemon will have attacks that deal super effective damage. So in the case of Magnezone, let's just use a random example there from that last battle. Magnezone is steel and electric, and so that steel part is going to resist the extra sensory that Suicune was using. But then Suicune is going to be weak to electric attacks. So that was a 2-for-1 kind of deal. You know, we resisted the extra sensory, that fast attack from Suicune, and then we did super effective damage with our electric moveset. So that might be obvious, but again, this is mostly just for people who are new. The other thing is that the Team Go Rocket leaders, you saw at the very beginning of the match, we switched Vaporeon to Cobalion. Basically, that was one of the first moves that we did. Whenever you or the opponent switches a Pokemon out, that could be by a manual switch or fainting, or whenever a charge attack is used on either side, the Team Go Rocket Pokemon are going to stay stagnant. They're going to stand still and they won't hit you for a number of seconds. Those are valuable seconds, trust me. So that's why we went immediately right off the bat against that Persian. Scratch attack, it'll tear through a lot of what you got unless you can resist it. And so another thing that can give you that advantage is switching out right away, right from the start. So again, I'll be covering all the leaders again to include Giovanni. We'll try to get him with a different set of Pokemon, at least in the middle spot is what I mean. mean? So feel free to click an in screen, on screen, and I'll catch you guys on the next vid, and thanks for viewing.